welcome back. Again, thank you for being here and taking the time to watch this particular blog post. So today we're going to talk about a topic that is something people find very interesting for whatever reason, and I have a very specific philosophy and viewpoint on based on the principles of Chinese medicine and Chinese medical theory going back thousands of years. And it ties into other topics I've discussed. If you want to learn more about this particular topic, you could go to the other blog posts that are out there, and maybe we could run this across the screen. Amanda, I don't know if you're able to do this, but if you could run the blog post title that had to do with the fire and the metabolism and then the triple burner concept. So please feel free to watch that specific 2 videos to get more information. But anyway, so the point is that there is this question about should people eat raw food or should people eat cooked food? And there's a raging debate that I'm sure you've seen if you've ever read articles having to do with natural health and so on. And I'm just going to kind of give you some background info, and then you can decide what you think is best for yourself. So if you want further information on this, I would highly recommend 2 sources on our website, MilwaukeeACU.com. If you go to the newsletter section, so the newsletter section is a really valuable little section to check out, and there's one that I believe is called Raw Foods, and kind of explains the theory a little bit more in detail. There's another book that I recommend called Healing with Whole Foods by Paul Pitchford, which is a great one, and gives you some basic information about these concepts as well. There's a lot more information in that book. It's kind of like it's like a dictionary-sized textbook for nutrition. Anyway, so to eat raw or to not eat raw. So number 1, there are 2 crucial variables as to whether you should be eating raw food or not. The first is your own body's metabolism. If you have a weak metabolism, and I will tell you probably about 90% of the American population have a struggling metabolism that would have a hard time breaking certain foods down. If you have a weak metabolism, it's not advised to eat a lot of raw foods. Everything in moderation is what the ancients have talked about for literally thousands of years to get the best results. If you have a temperature that you live in, a climate that's cooler or quite cold all the time, then I would probably stay away from raw foods mostly. If you think about it, you're trying to create balance, and if your body's affected by the outside cold, which it can easily be, in other words, your metabolism actually dips in the winter, for example, or if you lived in Alaska, your metabolism would burn a lot cooler because of its outside, kind of constant being bombarded with cold temperatures. I mean, I think in summertime, the warmest it gets at night is probably like 45 degrees, right? It's constantly chilly out. And in the winter it gets devastatingly cold. But anyway, you go south to the equator, and you're in Ecuador, for example, and your metabolism is naturally just going to be warmer because your outside environment is much warmer. So having said that, those are the 2 variables. Number 1, your own body's metabolism. Number 2, the climate that you're in or the season that you're in. For example, you could eat some raw foods in the summer and a lot less raw food in the winter. So having said these things, I wanted to explain the basic philosophy. So if you took a cell inside of a vegetable, go back to your probably 6th grade biology class, you have a cell, and there's different aspects of the cell. The most important part of the cell, if we said that this is one cell right here, would be the outside lining of the cell, which is made of cellulose. Now, you may or may not know this, but cellulose is basically not digestible. So the inherent problem with eating a raw vegetable is that you're chewing on this, and the body may or may not be able to break that cellulose wall to get the vital essence out of that cell. So the nutrients and stuff, they're just not available. So the recommendation, again, thinking in terms of moderation and understanding these basic principles, the recommendation would be to steam lightly your vegetables until that cell wall has broken just a bit and you have accessibility there. You can get to the nutrients inside. For example, let's say you're cooking a carrot or you're cooking broccoli or something like that. What you'll notice is it goes through stages where it first cooks and it becomes very bright, which means that the inside of those cells has been released. At that moment, you have not yet killed that material. so it's still available to you. Now, if you continue cooking it, like high school cafeterias or wherever, which you've probably seen gray carrots, then suddenly it starts to die because the temperature begins to kill those nutrients, enzymes, etc. that are available. So what you want to do is you bring it right to that point where it's the perfect, bright, amazing color of the vegetable, and it has that incredible essence of it, that color where you say that is a carrot, that is the orange of a carrot, because the beta carotene has released. And now if you were to eat it, it would be the most bioavailable and the easiest for your metabolism to break down. Everything that you put into your mouth has to get to 98.6, which is your probable body temperature, in order for your body to use it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if you put a raw carrot out of the refrigerator into your stomach in the middle of January, you've got yourself a little issue there. And I've seen people who do juice fasts, and they think they're cleansing because something strange is happening with their digestion. And all that's happening is it's undigested food. The body doesn't know what to do with it. Their bowel movements get very weird. And they have all kinds of gas and burbling and weird stuff happening in their stomach. That isn't cleansing. That's called just not breaking stuff down, and the body doesn't know what to do. So keep those things in mind as you're trying to figure out, should I eat raw, should I eat cooked, everything in moderation. I would have things as close to room temperature as possible, if not warm. Warm would be more ideal, but certain things are disgusting warm, right? You don't have a warm salad. Although recently I was at a great Mexican restaurant with some friends in Los Angeles, and we ordered this amazing grilled romaine heart salad, which was like, you've had it, Jenny?
Yeah,
amazing.
Better like with grilled asparagus and grilled veggies on it.
Oh yeah, well this was the actual romaine cut in half, put on the grill, grilled on both sides, amazing temperature, amazing flavor. And I'm like, you can grill salad. So there are exceptions to grilling salads and cooking them, and that was a fully digestible thing. Now, I'll give you a tip. Let's say that you wanted a huge salad because that's what you were told by your doctor is good, or you read the RDA, how much available nutrients there are. Well, they're not available. They're just in there. You got to make them available. What you could do is you could have a smaller salad with a soup. The soup warms it, or a cup of tea or something like that. We don't want to dilute it too much with too much water because that'll dilute the digestive acids. But anyway, you get the idea. So those are the tips for you. I recommend highly taking a peek at those references and then making a decision for yourself, and then watch what your body does. All right, thanks for taking the time. Feel free to email me if you need, curry@milwaukeeacu.com. Cheers.